Okay, if ever you have pieces of pottery that just didn't make the cut, you want to throw it out, keep them, and you can smash them up and use some tile as well to make something like this that you could put on the wall. Okay, so here I have most of the materials that I think I'm going to need to do my mosaic piece. I've got some tile pieces, some rocks, other little heart-shaped rock here, some more tile. I've got a mug that I broke. I just took a hammer, left it in the baggie, and banged on it a little bit to cut it up and get some big chunks off of it. Got a few little things, some beads, different things here. And I've got a piece of wood here that I found in the shed. I've got a couple of pieces. I think I'm going to start with this one. So what I'm going to do is put it on this tray and mark the piece of wood. And what I'll do is I'll put everything, so see my piece is marked. You see the lines here. I'll do my mosaic piece in here so that then I can come and put my my mortar on the bottom of this and then take it from here to put there. Because otherwise I'll have my whole design and then I'm going to put my mortar and I won't know where pieces go. So for this project, it's about recycling and taking objects that would normally go to the garbage, and we're giving it a new purpose to save the environment. So this broken mug is going to be used in pieces here. We're going to use some big pieces as well as little pieces. I used a big chunk of this mug because I can put things in here. So when I do this, I'm going to look for pieces that it's kind of like putting a puzzle together. Find pieces that will go in all these little areas that I have to fill it up as much as possible. Kind of like that. I've got another piece here. Let's see, how can I fit this? There we go. That would be a nice way to fit it. We don't need to fit everything very tightly. We do want some space in between everywhere to put the grout, but approximately like this, kind of like this here. And if you need to, then you go through your broken pieces, but sometimes you might have to take a hammer, take another piece and knock it a little bit to cut it a little bit smaller to fit in some little spots that you need. Okay, so I took a box and I'm cutting my things in there. I've got a hammer here and I'm going to put pieces. So if I have this piece here, I'd like to cut that. I'm just going to have it in my box. I've got glasses on. I'm just going to give it a little tap. You don't have to bake it too hard. You don't want to totally smash it into small pieces, but you do want some, you can control a little bit. If you don't like throw it everywhere, you can control the size of the pieces that you're going to have. I have here the box with all my cut up pieces. I did that outside, and to bring it in the house, I did put my box in another bag because it does go through, like it did make holes in my box because I was banging through in the box. So this protects so that I don't bring all those little pieces into my house. And also it can really, those are the pieces that'll cut the most. So we have to be careful for that. But now that I have my cut up pieces, I'm going to take those little pieces and I'm going to bring them here and complete the mosaic that I'm going to eventually put on my board. Okay, so this step is now completed. You can see that I filled all the little holes, have all been filled with some pieces of tile. Now there are some spots where I could have maybe tried to find another little piece to fit in over here as well, but I'm going to leave that for now because what I'm going to do now is I will put my mortar. It's a type of cement that's going to go here, and I'm going to take take them and put them on my final board. And once it's on here, then if I see that there are still like little spots like this one that I need to find a piece of tile to put it in, then I'll add it. Something else that I wanted to show you is that when I was doing this, sometimes I had to take a piece out and then go look for another piece that would fit better. Because as I added some things in, I needed to go in and move, go back to my box or go back to my bags and find the proper piece, like just a little piece to go in here, for example. But after doing that multiple times, that took quite a bit of time. But then once that's done, then I've got what I think is going to be a completed piece. So now we're going to be on to the next step. I bought some mortar. It's a powder that I just have to add water to. I've got my powder, I added the water, it's turning into like a paste. I'm going to be spreading the cement, the mortar onto the board. And then I will put all these tiles in the same order onto my board. So now I've put on all my pieces onto my piece of wood. This is my wood here. I've replaced everything at the same place as much as possible. Some of the pieces I had to move a little bit, or even I found that there were a few pieces that I couldn't fit anymore. So just by moving it, it does adjust where you place things a little bit, but most of it is all exactly like it was before. And the next step, once this is dried, so I'm going to wait 24 to 48 hours, and then I will fill out all these cracks with some grout. The last step, I'm going to take this grout. It's like a sandy powder. I'm going to take some of that, put it in my bowl with a bit of water. I'm going to mix it up. It shows you in the back of the box all the steps to prepare it. But just really it's to make a paste, and you're going to leave it just a few minutes, and then we're going to spread it on our piece. So both the mortar and the grout that I found are both poly blends. This one says it right on the box. It's meant for tiling. And this one here as well, it says polymer mortified. Oops, that was polymer modified, not mortified. I'm really sorry. I made a mistake with my pronunciation. Here, and then it shows you that it's meant for concrete backerboard plywood. So it's good for tiling. It's meant for tiling, but it's going to be good for, because we're using plywood right now, so depending what you're using. But you want it polymer mortified. Okay, again, modified, not mortified. And it's just less likely to crack on a project like this. These I found in the tiling section at Home Depot. Okay, so here I'm just waiting for my grout to dry. I've just put it all on like that for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to wipe it all off to see my tiles. What I did was I made sure to put it thick enough so that it's really filling everything in, so that there will not be any sharp edges. And then I even did the sides. One of these tools, and I'm just going to pass on the whole thing with this to take most of the big chunks off, and it will just kind of embed everything that it just kind of pushes it in there at the same time. And then I'm going to pass the sponge. So I've started wiping it with my sponge. You can see that it's smoother around the areas that I've wiped with the sponge. So I'm going to do that for the whole thing. I'm just going to keep putting it in my water, bringing it back to wipe everything down, and I'll show you the finished result. All right, so here's the finished product. All I had to do was to sand a few little corners here to make sure that they weren't too sharp. Otherwise, it's all done. We'll leave it dry for a couple of days before we use it, which means this will probably get a little bit lighter colored. And I finished the sides with a bit of black paint just to finish it up nicely. And of course, it's going to need something in the back to tie it up. So I think a few screws with some heavy wire. It's got a little bit of weight to it, so maybe just make sure whatever you use can withstand the weight. And you'll have something to put little trinkets in these little spots here on your wall.